welcome back to Coming Into Bloom, episode
Hey.
9. Happy birthday.
Aw, thank you. I'm
Have you had a
22
good
today.
do what?
I'm 22 today.
22.
My Taylor Swift year.
Oh yeah. Did she have an album called 22?
I don't know. It's just that song.
Oh,
Feeling
she had a song.
22.
That's right. She
Yeah.
did have a song. That is awesome. So, what all have you done so far?
I woke up and took a shower and then went to class. And then I had another class. And then I came
Oh,
home and now we're here.
fun. Are you going to do anything special tonight or are you going to wait till this weekend?
Yeah, nothing really tonight. Tristan is busy with work because they're having like a big event this week for peanuts. So he gets free lunch today. They're having a reception dinner tonight that he gets for free, and I just get to sit at home and do nothing.
Oh no, you just doing the dogs.
Just me and the dogs. I bought steak though, so I'll cook myself some steak. It's not Tristan's
Okay.
fault,
Right,
but
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
So will y'all do something this weekend, you think?
I don't know, maybe. We kind of did like last weekend with like the shower and stuff. That's kind of when we celebrated with friends and
True.
family. So,
Oh, nice, because everybody was in town,
yeah.
right? So speaking of the shower, let's recap.
It was
You have
so
fun.
good, y'all. When I say Lisa went out, she went all out with the shower.
It was so fun, like planning, decorating. I mean, it was like I have not, I said this on the last podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't done an event like that in so long. I think I was like so ready, but also I was thinking like, I also have boys, so I don't get to
hmm
do all of the like frilly, the pink, you know what I mean? This was like super fun.
It was so fun to be at too. She had some really fun games. The food was so
Yes.
good. The
So
mimosas.
the food was like a brunch style, and we had, let's see, we had fruit, like a fruit tray. We did sausage, bacon, yogurt. Oh, we
hmm
had my favorite part of the food was the white powdered donuts that had a
Ooh.
little diamond, like what would you call that, cupcake topper on it.
Yeah.
So it made it look like it was an engagement ring.
It
That
was
was my
so
favorite
cute.
food. Yeah. And then,
That's
yes, the mimosa bar I think was a huge hit. We did strawberry orange because your colors are pink and orange. And then we had like a little punch that was limoncello LaCroix. Is that how you say it?
yeah, LaCroix.
And a strawberry drink mix. If you have never tried that, oh, you are missing out. It's so good. It's so good mixed together. What else?
My favorite food was the cream puffs.
Yes,
They were
those are a
so good.
staple. Yes, those are. I still have a few left over too that we've been like chowing down on. I'm trying to think. Let's see. My balloon arch, it definitely held up and turned
It
out like I
popped
wanted.
off. It was so
Yeah.
good.
And it didn't take me but like maybe 30 minutes to put together. I thought it was going to be
Really?
this long process. No, it did not take long at all. Brent did, however, have to help me what do you call it? Hang it up on the
Yeah.
wall because of where it was. But we shared all of those photos already?
We one. I don't think we haven't shared all them all, but we totally
Okay.
should
So
when this comes
yeah,
out.
yes. So this comes out. So today would be the 23rd. And we will share all the pictures of the food and the balloon arch, the mimosa bar, so you can kind of see like what we're talking about. But I thought it was really, really fun. So we played 3 games
Mm-hmm.
at the shower. And who won the
I
very
don't.
first one?
Was it Carly Beth, the first
Yes,
one?
your mate, no, not maid of honor. She's
Just
just
bridesmaid.
bridesmaid.
Mm-hmm.
So she won the first game, which was, I think, who knows? No, it was you or Tristan who did it first.
Yeah.
She won that one, which was a really hard tie with your mom, though, right?
Yes, she
Okay,
she rocked that too.
she did. And then we did this or that, which was
Yeah.
like, does she like this better or that better? And I can't remember who won that one. Do you remember?
Kennedy maybe or Megan? I think the who were all the winners? Bree?
Oh, yes, Megan won one of them. I can't remember who won the third. Anyways, we had
Yeah.
three games, and then we also did how many kisses are in the jar. It was Hershey Kisses, and I don't remember who got that either.
Oh, that was Brie, wasn't it?
Yes, it was your friend Bree.
Yep.
So, their little prizes was it was like a stemless wine glass that said cheers, and then there was a little like bottle of champagne in there, and then a face mask and some like
Emery
heart stuff.
boards.
Oh yeah, and fingernail files. Yeah. So I thought the little prizes for the games were fun too.
You did
Now you have
awesome.
to write all these thank you notes.
I started. You should get yours in the mail soon.
Oh, you already did them.
Yeah.
Wow.
What I
Okay.
did, by the time this goes out, I'm sure everyone will already have theirs. So what I did was took the pictures that I took with everyone and I printed them off at Walgreens. And then on the back is where I wrote the thank you. So then you have a picture of me
That
too.
is so cute. It's very customized too, and I feel
Yeah.
like going that extra step is like that was such a great idea because
Thanks to
we took
Pinterest.
pictures with every guest and you under the balloon arch, so you had pictures for thank you cards. That's
Hmm.
awesome. I really like that. Also, we did it was the theme was love is in bloom, so there were flowers everywhere. I think we got a lot of photos of the flowers, I would say.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
So we'll share those on the flower shed too because we
Was it
actually,
weird having to buy them?
yes, I had to buy flowers because we did not have any ready to go. But I lucked up and got flowers. I got pink and I would say it was like an orange hue
Yeah. Corally orange. Yeah.
roses. So, and then we had some mums and some daisies mixed up in there. So, and I think we have pictures of all of our arrangements. So we'll definitely share that with you guys. Did you get a favorite gift? Do you have a favorite gift that you got from the shower?
Okay, I think so. Probably. I don't know if this is the one that you
I know. I
think
wonder if
was your
they're the
favorite,
same.
but my friend Bree made us custom t-shirts that have our
Yes.
wedding venue like drawn on the back and like our names and our wedding date, and they are so perfect. Also, the hot pink, like one of our wedding colors.
Yes.
And she told me about it on Tristan's birthday because she had ordered them like closer to Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and she was like, I was hoping I could get them by Christmas and Tristan's birthday, but they didn't come in, and so I forgot about it. That was like a month ago. And so yeah, when I opened it, I was like, I can't believe I forgot. These are so perfect. And they're like an heirloom, like
Yes.
something you want to give your kids one day. They're
That you
so
will
good.
keep forever. That was my favorite gift that you got as well. I thought it was very personal. I loved the hot pink color, and she
Hmm.
got one made for you and Tristan, which I thought was awesome. And so it has this beautiful, like, what would you call that? Like drawing of where you're getting married on the back,
Yeah. I
and then
should
on
have
the front.
grabbed it before the episode
I
to show
know. We'll have to
everyone.
share this picture when we share all the pictures in the
Yes.
shower. You'll have to share that one. But on the front, it had T and N. No, T and C. Why would it say
Who's
T?
in?
T and C on the front, right, with a
Yep.
circle, and the wedding date was on
Hmm.
there. I just thought that was the best gift because that's something you can keep forever, and like you said, pass down. I mean, if
Hmm.
I ever had to get another wedding gift for
That's
somebody, I
it.
think I'm going that route. I loved that idea. So
And come to
cute.
find out, the reason that she bought it for me and Tristan is because she bought one for her and her fiance because they're getting married with their wedding venue. So it was like a double
Cool.
whammy. I can't imagine that it was cheap. So I'm so
Yeah.
thankful for it.
Yeah, that was my favorite gift too. So all in all, we had a great weekend. It was a great shower. I think everybody had a good time. I would
Oh,
say
yeah, they
everybody
did.
had a good time, and I think everything went off like it was supposed to. So there was no drama, no crazy stories
No
to
Bridezilla
tell,
moment, right?
no Bridezilla moments. I thought it was really fun, and I loved throwing it. So
Thank you,
um,
Lisa.
you're welcome. So, last week in our last episode, we said that we were going to try something new and we
Hmm.
were going to give an update on it. So, my thing that I tried was hot lemon water. And what was the
Hmm.
thing you tried?
The skincare routine.
That's right. That's right. So, we're going to give our updates on that. Mine is I'm not doing that.
Was it
Absolutely not.
gross?
It was,
The whole lemon.
yeah, like first thing in the morning, I don't want lemon. I'll just say that. I don't want a lemon. The fact that it was hot, like it, no. Did not even last the full time. Like I did it like maybe 3 mornings and I was like, no. So I did not see any of the effects that it's supposed to have, which like I said, it
Mhm.
was only for like 3 days, but I was like, no. When I get up in the morning, I want coffee. I want it
Yeah.
hot. I don't want some water. All it did was tick me off. Like now I'm really thirsty. Now I'm not drinking as much coffee, which has the caffeine in it that's supposed to wake me up. So I don't suggest doing it, I guess, maybe in the morning first thing. I wouldn't even want it in the afternoon. I mean, I know people drink like water with lemon
But
with
like
ice.
hot water?
But yeah, this was hot water. And then the fact that I have to like warm that up in the microwave, like, no, that's just another step. It was very aggravating. I did not think that through. Do not recommend.
So my
Absolutely
question
not.
is, are you glad that you tried it so now you know, or do you wish you would have done something different?
No, I'm glad I tried it because it was definitely one of those things I wondered about. I don't have
Hmm.
to wonder anymore. So I know I ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. Did not like it. Did not see any benefits to it. And moving on.
Moving on.
So how did the skincare go?
So good. I have done it every morning and night
Oh,
since
nice.
last week. And I had like pimples right here and I think on my chin last week, and they are gone. Yeah. So caring about your
Wow.
skin helps. And like
Yes.
Kristen even said that I just like look glowier.
Chloe.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say, also too, like usually when you start skincare like that, it gets worse before it gets better. You know, like it pulls all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff out of your skin, and so your skin looks like worse, and then it starts to get, which I feel like that's kind of what happened with me and is it Tula or Tu? It's not tuna.
What are you
Tula.
saying?
Tula, the
Oh,
skincare stuff
yep.
that I used, I felt like it like brought all that stuff out, and so my skin looked terrible, and I was like, this is not working. But then the more and more I used it, you know, I feel like it started to combat some of the like acne and stuff. So, but I feel like you've only done it for a couple of days, and yours is like just cleared up, right?
Yeah,
Like you
I
didn't
feel like
have
I've
any.
always had pretty good skin on my face at least, so I've not really ever had to deal with a lot of pimples and breakouts. But as I'm getting older, I think I'm getting more oily and gross, maybe.
Right?
So
I feel like
recently, I
that's
feel like
fair.
I've dealt with that. So I think my skin is usually pretty healthy. So maybe that's why, like, it didn't have to get worse because it already wasn't that
Oh,
bad.
true. Yeah, yeah. And do you take any like multivitamins or anything, or you just do skincare?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. But I know like sometimes when you mix that vitamin in, they say it like,
Mm.
you know, helps your skin or whatever. So tell me again what you use or what you used.
So I've been cleansing and then I use the hydroxylic acid,
Oh,
whatever that is. Yeah.
hyaluronic, whatever.
So it's like a serum and feels so good. But I wonder how abrasive it is because I feel like my fingers are like getting kind of crustied up because I'm not moisturizing, but I'm like using my fingers for
Yes.
that. So I don't know if
Do
that,
you moisturize after that?
yes. And then after
Okay.
the acid, I moisturize. So, but I haven't
Because
been moisturizing my fingers. So I feel like it's doing something to my
yeah,
hands.
yeah, you probably should because I know when I got that stuff from my dermatologist, they were like, moisturize after that step because it
Hmm.
dries out your skin and then you put that moisture like back in it. So I would definitely probably do your hands. But what like brand did you go with?
Oh, that's a good question. It was at TJ Maxx and the moisturizer and the acid serum is
Acid. pretty
sounds
much
so
just
bad.
burning. It's burning off the layer
The
of
chemical
skin.
peel, they're the same brand, but I don't remember. Skin something. It looked
Okay,
fancy though.
cool. Okay. So you're going to continue to do yours, I'm
Oh
guessing.
yeah, absolutely. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. So you were happy with yours. I was not happy with mine. So I will not be drinking hot lemon water, at least in the morning. And I really just have no desire to try it. Yet. It's so hot and so gross going down. Like, and then the bitterness of the lemon, like,
Mm.
no thanks. I don't recommend. So if you want to try it, that's my opinion on it. I suggest not. One thing that you said though last week was I think we were talking about our goals when
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about this, and you were saying you were wanting to clean up digitally.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I took that on as my own role. And so
Ooh.
I went to I think I mentioned it, but it's called Unroll Me.
Yep.
And it's the emails, and you can like unsubscribe to like the emails that you don't want to get anymore. Well, I did it, and it says that you have to wait like about 72 hours to see it take effect. I did not see it take effect. So I have been going, I don't know if it like really works or not,
Mm.
but then that like made me want to go into my inbox, and I started like, if you, I don't know if people know that this is out there, but when you pull up your email, like on a Mac, there's a little button that's kind of hidden, but it says unsubscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been hitting that and then also scrolling down to the bottom of the emails and like going through the whole process. And I'm really hoping that that will free up my inbox, because some of these emails, I'm like, I don't even remember signing up for. And it will tell you at the top that it's like from a mailing list or something. So I never subscribe to them anyways, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been doing that. I've been doing your goal for 2023 of like organizing and decluttering digitally, like you were
Yeah.
saying. But I did want to give my update on Unroll Me. I just didn't see where it really, I mean, I did it, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
see where it took effect in the actual inbox. So I think it's just easier if you go in and like do it yourself. You know what I mean?
And now you're gonna
Click
get
the
emails
email.
from Unroll Me.
Oh no, I probably will. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. Um, okay, so I did want to give a flower update, which
It's a good update,
it
finally.
is. I think it's a good update. I mean, if you were watching stories this week, or might have been Monday that I posted it, or
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, I can't remember. But I showed what the ranunculus looked like, and I was like, this is why I don't think we're going to have flowers for Valentine's Day. They are alive. They're just, obviously, we put them in the ground too late. So, huge fail there. But I've decided we are redoing them. They're not going to be ready for Valentine's Day, but we're redoing them in the form of flowers for your wedding.
Yes.
So we have all, so Caitlin picked out like all of her wedding flowers based off of what varieties she knows that we grow here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ordered everything, and more ranunculus came yesterday. So we have 400 chances to
To get
get
a good
this right,
bloom.
because there's 400 combs is what they call them. They're not
Mm-hmm.
bulbs. 400 combs, and so we're going to get busy getting those pre-soaked, pre-sprouting those. This time the greenhouse is ready to go. We have dirt, so we won't have this whole, issue like last time where we have nowhere to put them. And I'll try to document all of that in our stories so you can see like how we soak them and pre-sprout them, how they go in the trays. I think that'll be really cool to
Mm-hmm.
watch. So anyways, we have the first wave, I guess, of your wedding flowers.
Yay.
And
So
I
I have
have,
a question.
yeah.
What is the difference between a comb and a tuber?
Oh, a tuber. Okay. So a tuber is what's on dahlias. And it
Oh.
comes in like a clump that well, people that are listening won't be able to see my hand. It comes in like a clump, and it's like all these different roots.
Uh-huh.
And so, and usually those are like really, really expensive, like 20,
Oh,
$25 wholesale just for
wow.
this clump. And so then you have to take that clump and divide it out, and you have to divide it out right. Because if you cut a tuber that's not connected to the eye, then you've you're not getting a flower. And you have to divide those up to plant them. Whereas
Wow.
like this comb, it's really, really tiny. I'll show y'all on my stories this week, but it looks like a little octopus and it starts out really, really tiny. And then you soak it in water for 2 hours and then it like swells up. And then
Hmm.
you put it in your cell tray and then it like pre-sprouts from there. It's a lot cheaper. But the tubers are for the dahlias. And
Gotcha.
then the combs are the ranunculus, and then your tulips are bulbs. So
Okay.
the bulbs are the things that looks like eggs to me.
Hmm.
And the way I plant tulips is you just put them in the rows like it's eggs in a carton. And so you just
Hmm.
jumble them all together. And then I pull the tulip with the bulb when it's time for harvest because it lasts longer in the cooler. I
Mm.
didn't do tulips this year because I was so focused on we're going to have ranunculus bouquet. So I did no tulips, but last year I did, and I had tulips and stuff, and they did pretty well. But anyways, we didn't do them this year. But that's the difference. So you've got your tubers, you've got your combs, and then you've got your bulbs, and then
Gotcha.
obviously your seeds. But you can also, this is like going off on a rabbit trail. And if you're not a flower farmer, it's probably boring. But if you take dahlia seeds and put those in the ground and plant like so you'll have a dahlia flower, it will create a tuber. So then when that flower is done blooming up underneath there, now you have a dahlia tuber that you
Mm.
can, divide up and replant and all that. So anyways, that's just I don't know, a little fun fact about dahlias.
No, that makes sense because I kind of thought those three words were interchangeable, but I didn't realize that they were
Oh,
species specific. So
yes.
that's good to know.
Yes. And then most of your bulbs that you get a lot of flowers are bulbs like gladiolas, tulips, they all kind of look like that. They look like
Hmm.
those little eggs, but ranunculus is the only one that I know of that I can think of off the top of my head that looks like that octopus that I'm
Hmm.
talking about. And then dahlias is the only flower I know of that has a tuber. Everything else
Gotcha.
is a bulb, and it can be like all different kinds of flowers or whatever. But yeah, I will show you guys how I do the pre-soak and the pre-sprouting, and then hopefully we will at least get 200 ranunculus out of, because I just say half. If half go
Yeah.
well, we'll at least have 200 ranunculus for your wedding in May. So fingers crossed on that.
So each comb for ranunculus only makes one bloom?
Yes, but ranunculus is cut and come again.
Oh, okay.
So it's one
Okay.
bloom, but you cut it and it'll come back or whatever. So it'll have several like shoots in it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
I didn't
um
see that at all last year, so I didn't
no,
know.
you
That's cool to
didn't.
know.
You didn't. So the plan for the ranunculus is that we'll have them in all of our Mother's Day bouquets because usually that's when our season starts is Mother's Day. Sometimes last year I had flowers at Easter, which was super
Hmm.
exciting. So if I have flowers by then, I'll have some Easter bouquets, and then we'll turn around and the last cut will be your wedding. And then it'll
Cool.
be you pick time.
That's so
Which, by the
exciting.
way, since we're talking about flowers, our U Pick will open June the 3rd. That's the first Saturday in June.
Yay.
And since we've already done it, for a year, I feel like confident in saying that will be our start date because we were definitely ready last year and I kept him hawing around like,
Hmm.
I don't know. June 3rd, I think we'll definitely be ready. We'll have flowers. Rachel is coming this week. She's going to be seeding some stuff for the U Pick, so that's exciting.
Go
Um,
Rachel.
and then I'll take up, the from there seeding stuff, and so I feel very confident we'll have a lot of flowers by June 3rd for sure. And another flower update.
This
So
is what the people want to hear,
I know,
so.
right? They're on the edge of their seats about this flower talk. But last year eucalyptus had a crop fail. And so there was no eucalyptus seeds. You could not get them anywhere. I got my hands on I want to say 100, seeds. And so I am going to personally seed those this week and
Oh,
fingers crossed
great.
we will have some eucalyptus back. So people saw it in the bouquets because it was the last wave of what I had, and then I had none when the U pick opened, and people were like, I saw eucalyptus on your page, and I'm like, I know, but it's crop failure and I have nothing. And I do have some trees, but I'm pretty sure they did not survive that freeze that we
Mm,
had. um so this will be my first shot at getting eucalyptus back on the farm. So fingers crossed that that goes well also. I'm just excited I got seeds,
yep.
and I have the opportunity to hopefully get some more eucalyptus because people love that stuff. It smells good too. So.
Yeah,
Do you like eucalyptus?
I do, but I don't like picking it because it's so sticky.
It is. Have you ever, like a lot of people told us that they bunched it and hung it up in their shower, and I never did that. Have you ever done that?
No, I never have, but maybe
I wonder
this
what
year if
that's
we have
like.
enough.
Yeah, maybe we can like do it and see what it's like, what it's all about. I guess it smells
Yeah.
really good in there
I
or
think it's like
something.
just good. The oils are good for your skin and the steam and stuff.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I wonder if your
Hmm.
skin's sticky. You know how
What
when you
if?
harvest it, it gets
Yes.
gets sticky. So I wonder if yours
Like
probably not.
when you harvest eucalyptus, you think it's this magical, beautiful thing because people are obsessed with it, but really it's not. It gets all over your hands. It turns your hands black. It is not beautiful, but I guess the result is nice. And a lot of people on Google, because I looked this up, because to me, eucalyptus, like right off the tree, smells like cat urine. So I Googled it, and that's true. Either people love eucalyptus or it smells like cat urine to them.
Wow, I do remember you saying that to me, but I've never smelt that. Like I smell here's the crazy thing. I don't smell the eucalyptus smell until you start stripping the leaves off. Like
Yep,
till you like
true.
fumble with it, I don't smell it. But the stickiness is definitely like crazy. Like everything will stick to your hands for the rest of the day. It's not something that you can wash off. And I
Mm-mm.
hate it. That's the only thing I hate about it for sure.
But it is pretty and it looks so good in bouquets, so I get it, but
And
it's kind of not fun.
we do have the varieties that aren't sticky. I mean, they don't look
True.
like silver dollar, but we do have some varieties that aren't sticky. They just aren't trending.
Yeah, those
They're
aren't as
not popular.
cool.
That's right. Well, since it is your birthday, I thought it would be fun for us to do Where Were You in 2001? Which I know you were just being born in
Hmm.
2001, but you do have quite a story about the birth,
Yeah,
right?
I actually
So
do.
I'll let you tell us your story for 2001, and then I'll try to figure out where I was in 2000.
Yeah, you sit there and think real hard. I know it's so
Yeah.
long ago. I'm getting old. I'm just kidding. So my mom, I'm the youngest of her three like biological children. So I'm the third to come out, and she was pregnant and they decided they had already had two boys. They knew I was going to be a boy, so they never wanted to know like my gender. So they waited and waited. And then January 2nd to 3rd came along. My mom started having like contractions. Well, my due date wasn't until the end of February.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of early. It was still 2001. So, that's not really good, um, like science wise, I guess. So my mom was in the hospital from like January 3rd ish until January 17th because it took them like 2 weeks to stop the contractions and labor to hold me in there. And so on the 17th, she went home because she was doing better and I looked like I was staying put. Well, then the 18th came and she started having contractions again. So she went to the hospital and, a couple hours later, I was born. And my mom was like, she's always said I was a hard baby in the womb. I was not easy for anyone. And then when it came to being growing up, I was never the easy kid either. So never ended. But so they didn't want to know the gender until my mom went to the hospital the first time and the doctor let it slip. And they were so excited because they thought they were going to be a boy and they're like, they thought I was going to be a boy. And so they were very excited that I wasn't and they were going to have a little girl. But Yeah, that's my little birth story. That's where I was in 2001.
Wow. So where were you born? Like
I was
what
born
town?
in Orange Park, Florida, so it's just outside of Jacksonville, Florida.
So how far did your mom have to drive, like to get to the hospital?
I think maybe 30, 45 minutes. And now there's like three hospitals in between there and like my parents
Oh,
now.
wow.
But back then there wasn't. So, and it was pretty good haul. I think my cousin had to take my mom because my dad was at work.
Oh no. So you
Yeah.
were not supposed to be born until the end of February. And
Mm-hmm.
so you came on the 18th. So
Mm-hmm.
you were a few weeks early then.
Yeah. And I
Oh
was still
wow.
like 7 pounds, 10 ounces. So I was
Oh
still a
wow.
big
Okay.
early baby. I didn't have any complications or anything, which they were very shocked about. And I've always asked my mom, like, did you just get the like conception date wrong or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
And she said no, that everything like developed on time. But
Yeah. See, that happened with Dean. I think
mm-hmm.
they got the conception date wrong because he wasn't supposed to be born until January 6th. He was born December 23rd and he was 7 pounds. I mean, normal
Yeah,
size baby, had no complications, like very healthy. And I was like,
that doesn't make
okay,
sense.
well, I think y'all got conception wrong, which also, that's a whole story in itself. But I was in Albany, finishing up my surge tech school, scrubbing. And so I was going to one of the doctors I was working with in
Mm-hmm.
Albany. And then I swapped over in the middle of my pregnancy over here to Valdosta. And so I think that's where
Gotcha.
the due date kind of got lost in translation, in medical records. But yeah, I think that's probably a possibility. They may have just gotten that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so in 2001, well, in January, I would have been a sophomore, going into my junior year. So my sophomore year of high school, I was on competition cheerleading team. I think, were fourth in the state. Um, that year because we were getting ready for our state championship competition because it was beginning of February. So yeah, I was cheering. I was in 4-H. I want to say my sophomore year was the year I got on senior board, which is like it. So they have district board. We really need to talk about 4-H and FFA.
4-H and FFA, yes.
Anyway, in
Every
4-H
episode.
they have district board. Well, they have county level, and then they have district, which is all the different towns in the state of Georgia. And then they pick a board from. At that time, it's all changed, but at that
Right.
time it was north, south, east, west, and I was west district.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, I'm pretty sure my sophomore year going into junior year. So in 2001, I made district senior board in 4-H. So I had all of that going on. I was turning 16 because in February of my sophomore year, I got my driver's license. So I'm pretty sure I already had my car, which was a Toyota Celica.
Okay,
And it was
girl.
a 2001. It was a
Wow.
2001 Toyota Celica. It was a little sports car. Um,
We've kind of
and
talked about this before, like one of the first episodes that Brent had mentioned to you that you could have been my mom, like a teen mom.
Yes,
That's how much
yes,
older
that's
you were.
right. I would have been 16 and pregnant like the MTV show. That's crazy to think about. Wow. And so you would be 22. I would have a 22-year-old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow, that is crazy.
But
Um,
I have old parents. My mom was 35 when she had me.
oh wow. Okay. See,
Hmm.
I was like 26 or 27 when I had Dean, and then obviously older when I had Brantley. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think that's pretty much what I was doing. I mean, in January of '01, like I said, I was a sophomore. So yeah, I was getting my car,
Yeah.
cheering on Friday nights. Well, football had ended by this point, but we were getting ready for state. I think we placed fourth that year in the state. Um, I can't remember any other like crazy things that happened. I'm sure something
Hmm.
dramatic was going on
In your
in
life.
2001. And then where was I working? Let's see. I think I was working for an attorney. Like I just like ran errands and stuff like that for him. And I also had a job at the golf course in Hawkinsville. I was the cart girl, the beverage girl or whatever that like drove
Oh,
around and like asked you if you wanted something to drink.
that's like
Um,
trending right now on TikTok, like
I
beverage cart
know.
girls. So you were the OG.
Do you watch Cassie Holland or Cass Holland?
Yes, yes. She looks like Barbie.
Yes, and she's always decorating her
Yep.
cart. I'm like living through her because the other day, did you see
Hmm.
the $12,000 suit that she had on?
Yes.
And she has a whole story about how she acquired this $12,000 suit.
In
And
her
you
pink
do not,
Tesla.
yes, and it's pink, isn't it?
Yep.
So y'all need to follow her on TikTok or just go like search her. It's Cass Holland, Holland, I think. And her TikTok is amazing. But yes, I totally relate to every single thing that she says on there. And fun fact, when I moved to Valdosta, like my very first job out of the gate was at the golf course here, doing
Hmm.
the same thing because I had that, background or whatever. So I actually worked there while I was working at Walgreens because I had to work at Walgreens at night, and then I worked at the golf course there during the day. But and it was more like the experience she's having in Vegas when I got to Valdosta. Except I never had a $12,000 suit.
Aw.
But
Did you
anyways,
decorate your cart?
yes, right. Anyways, I thought that would be fun to kind of reminisce where we were back in the day in
Back in the day.
2001.
Just
Do
a
you
young
still
whippersnapper.
do what?
I said I was a young whippersnapper.
You were. Do you feel like any older or any different than you did when you were like 18?
Oh, for sure. Because when I
Really?
was 18, I was in like, graduating high school, but I was in a pretty bad relationship.
Oh,
You always have to
wow.
have one, right? So that was
Right,
the
you
one I was
do?
in. And did not see a future with him, and I was just in it for the motions. And so now it's like, whoa, I'm 22, I'm getting married, I'm about to graduate college. Like, I feel a lot
Yeah.
older in 4 years.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm trying to think what I was doing at 22. Probably not responsible like you. Definitely not. Um, I think I was still living in Valdosta. I think that was before I moved to Albany for Surge Tech. I must have been graduating with my marketing degree. And then I want to say, no, I was like 19 when I was a camp counselor. Never mind. I
Mm.
was thinking I was going to be a camp counselor that summer that I turned 22, but no, that couldn't be. I was still competing in Miss Georgia preliminaries. I do know that.
Oh,
I think 23 was the cutoff, so I was coming up on my last year
aw.
of competing or whatever. But yeah, 22 was a wild ride, and I definitely was not doing anything responsible. Like you, like you're getting married, you're fixing to graduate from college, get your big girl job. Like at 22, I'm still trying to figure out who I am, girl. I did not. I wish I had been where you were at 22.
Aw.
I'd
Well,
probably be better
everything
off.
works out for a reason.
That's true. Okay, so we're gonna do our, you know what? I forgot our cards
Oh, that's okay.
for our name five. But anyways, we're gonna do generation gap first. And so generation gap is something that we've started doing like regularly on the podcast. I am a millennial. Caitlin is Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I keep
Yep.
wanting to say X. Okay. So
No,
she
that's your husband.
Okay, I thought so. I was like, where am I getting that from? So she's Gen Z. And so we just like to talk about like the different things between those two types of generations. And today, you actually came up with this one,
Mm-hmm.
talking versus situationship.
Which this can get a little adult. So if you have little ears, just be careful. We won't get into too much detail, but just wanted to disclaimer that.
Okay, so you tell us what a situationship is, and I'll tell you what talking was.
So a situationship is really toxic, okay? It is
Oh,
red
okay.
flags all the way around. It's like you're getting yourself into bad situations with someone, probably
Okay.
not making the best choices, but you're not dating. So it's kind of like you're doing the girlfriend boyfriend duties, but not.
I get what you're saying.
Okay, good.
Get what I'm saying? Okay, say
Yeah.
that part again in
It's
case.
like you're the doing the boyfriend girlfriend duties without, the payment of being a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Okay, so it would be actually the equivalent of friends with benefits.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me tell you what I thought a situationship was because this is hilarious.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was like, okay, so first of all, let me say what talking is. So, like back in the day, like talking was somebody that you were interested in that like maybe you had sent a couple texts to, you had talked on the phone a couple times, but y'all had not like gone on a date yet or like established a relationship as boyfriend, girlfriend. So you were talking. Okay, so I thought a situationship was you were talking, like you were just kind of like interested in this person, but like y'all had not like done anything or like established any like titles or anything like
Yeah.
that. So definitely not what I was thinking.
That's what I see a situationship as because they're never good. It's always like
Okay.
bad news. So now talking is similarly what you're saying, but you can be like going on dates with them and like it's just not super official. You're still like open to talking to other people. Like you're not like I have a friend right now. Shout out if she's listening, she won't be, but she's been talking to this guy for over a year. They're still not dating, but
What?
they go on dates all the time. And he bought her a Tiffany bracelet for Christmas.
No, y'all are in a relationship, honey. That is not a situation. That is in a relationship. You
That is
guys
in a
gonna put that on
relationship.
Facebook. A
Yeah.
Tiffany's bracelet?
Hmm.
Wow.
He showed up to school and was showing it off, and I was like, who are you dating? And she's like, well, I'm just talking to this guy. I'm like, you're not talking.
Wow. So why do you think they have not like made it official, I guess?
I don't know about them specifically, but I think a lot of people are just scared to like be boyfriend, girlfriend because it just seems so strenuous and
Permanent?
like permanent. Yeah.
That is so interesting because I feel like when I was, I don't know, I guess my generation is what I should say. I feel like we just flopped like, I mean, different guys, like we did outfits, you know what I mean? Like we were talking to somebody different every week, you know what I mean? Like, and usually like if you said like I'm talking to whoever or whatever, you usually ended up like dating them. So it wasn't that it was like you were saying situationship is like a toxic thing.
Hmm.
This was more of like the pre-date before the dating, I guess, the pre-game. This was the
The
pre-game.
pregame.
So more than likely you were going to be in a relationship. You just had not established it. But that is so interesting. So Pete, so kids your age are not really like ready to even commit to like the boyfriend girlfriend thing.
I think people are, but in college, it's just kind of hard, especially like if you're like me and Tristan, we live 6 hours apart when we're not at school. So for some people, that just doesn't make
True.
sense for them to start dating someone that, you'll only see during the semester. I don't know if
It's
that's
true
the
because a lot
case,
of
but
kids go home, right? For like the
hmm.
holidays and spring breaks and all that. Okay, well, that's interesting there.
Yeah,
I love
girl.
that. Learn something new every day. And then the other thing that we do on this podcast all the time is name five. So I had this card game in my car that I used to travel around with, but now it was in the podcast like room, and I think that's where it still is because this is episode 2 of me not bringing these cards. But anyways, so you get a category and you try to think of 5 things within that category. Do you
Let
have any
Yeah, let's stick with
category?
like bride stuff, maybe.
Oh,
Like
good one.
name 5 events that deal with the wedding. That deal with the wedding. So
Events.
I would say like an engagement party.
Okay, bachelorette party,
Ooh, that one's good. The bridal shower,
bridal shower.
a lingerie shower. That's a thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, a sip and see. Have you ever?
Ooh, no.
Do you know what a sip and see is?
No.
I feel like this is a southern thing, and I could be
Oh,
very, very wrong. Maybe they do it up north. I don't know. But so a sip and see. This is for all the fancy, classy southern girls that get married because I did not do this. I think I've been to one my entire life. So a lot of
uh-huh.
my friends did not do this. I think this is a very like old South thing.
Like
But anyway,
debutante.
yes, yes, that is who this is for. But I went to one time and I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm from the South. I do not get this. So a sip and see is you set all of your gifts out. So it's the very last event that you have before you get married, okay? And you set all of your gifts out that you got from all of your showers. And so nobody brings any gifts or anything to this thing, or at least not the one I went to. And then you have like, the little cutesy cucumber sandwiches and the tea and the Coke, or not the Coke, the coffee. And then you walk around with your little snack and your little tea or whatever, and you just look at all of the things that were given to you like before
What?
yes. And then like you're not getting any gifts or anything. Like you're literally just like, come over to my house and let me show you all the things I'm getting. Like,
I kind of hate that.
yeah, I don't like it. Like I said, I didn't do it. I don't recall any of my like immediate friends that did it. I'm trying to even remember whose sip and see I went to and why I was even there or invited for that matter. But anyways, I remember being there. I just don't remember whose it was. But anyways, it's like a thing in the South, and I have definitely heard of people doing this. Like I definitely know it's like a thing. I don't know if it is more,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
it was a sip and see, and it was the dumbest thing I have ever heard of. And why? Why? First of all, why? Second of all, who wants to come? Who wants to come to that? Who wants to come see all the things that were gifted to you? Nobody cares.
You're
I
not baby
can't,
Jesus. Not the gold frankincense and myrrh.
like, I just can't imagine anybody, first of all, still doing that. And maybe they do. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe they do. I feel like is probably still going on in Savannah. Like,
Oh,
you know what I
on that
mean?
TV show that you watch, like
Oh,
those
that was
people.
Charleston. Charleston probably still does
Yep.
it. Maybe people in Thomasville, Thomasville's Old South too. Like some of those older towns, I feel like this is like their cup of tea. Like this is what they would do. Yeah, the Southern Charm Girls 100% are having
Mm.
seven C's. Definitely.
But Adele,
Um,
not so much.
A-Dale, girl, I don't know what they are doing at A-Dale, but I hope they ain't having no sip and sip. I can tell you they ain't doing it in Lakeland, okay?
Okay.
And maybe Valdosta for those that think they're
Old money
upper
Valdosta.
echelon. Yeah.
All right, we love you guys if
Goodbye.
you're from these places. We're just being silly, okay?
Yeah, and I live in Valdosta. Well, I mean, I live in Lakeland, but we frequent Valdosta, so I feel like I can talk about it. But you are not. You bye. Goodbye, girl. Like drive around the building. That is the dumbest thing. And like I said, I was born and raised in the South, and I didn't even do it. Like I don't understand that. Did we get
Mm.
five?
I
Because
think so. I think that was the fifth one.
because I went off on a rabbit trail with the sympathies. Like, I just don't get it.
All right, guys, we'll bring it back
We're not
around.
doing that. Like my kids said in their episode, we do not care.
We
That's
do not care. Do you know how often I say that now
me too.
because of that episode?
Every single time they're like saying something or whatever, like depends on what it is, obviously, but I always say, we do not care.
We
Like,
do not care.
they can't stand it that I'm like using their lingo. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do today is quote of the week. Do you have it in front of you? It was yours.
Yes, I did quote of the week last week, but I'm gonna hop on it again. I'll let Lisa do
Yeah.
2 times in a row. But this is my 2023 mantra. That's what I
Okay.
determined this to be. because this is a big year for me, as we've said 1,012 times. The quote is, I will achieve big things through small steps. So I really like that because I'm slowly taking, they seem like big steps, but they really are small steps to
Mhm.
achieve big things. Like later today, I have a cool Zoom interview that I
Yes,
get
you
to do.
do.
That's a little small fun step. And yeah, to achieve the big end goal of having a good career and a happy life.
I also think too, like planning something big like a wedding, taking those small steps and, ironing out the small details and stuff makes it not so overwhelming in the grand scheme of things. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So taking little steps like that to, do something for a big grandiose event is how you say it. The
Mm-hmm.
sip and see ladies would know how to say
Discrepancy.
it. And then like for me, I feel like that's such a good quote to like have for 2023 too, because when you're looking at like a U pick, for instance, and it's, how big it is. I mean, this
Yes.
year we're going to have both sides of those fields with nothing but flowers. And if you look at, the big picture, it's very overwhelming. So if you
Mm-hmm.
take that out of the equation and just focus on what needs to be seeded this week, and that's all you need to worry about. You know what I mean? Like if you focus on those little steps, then we're going to achieve the whole U pick being planted.
Absolutely.
So I
And
love that.
this isn't me being angry at anyone who's ever said this to us, but over the summer, a lot of people were like, this is so easy to do, right? Like you just put flowers in the ground and it's like, no, girl, there's a million steps that you have to take
Yes.
to start a business legally.
Yes.
And then a million steps after that to get your product in the ground and growing. Like,
Take care
no.
of it, spray it, weed it, clip it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
we
just see
were
the end result and they're like, you're making a killing, right? And I'm like, no. This is because we love it, not because we're going to get rich off of this. So,
right. Also, too, I think we made it look easy.
mm,
But have you ever like thought about like, okay, like a duck on water? Like when they're on water, they're very, very, it looks like they're just like gliding across the pond, right? But
mm-hmm.
underneath that duck, their legs are like doing like this. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
those ducks are doing their best to make it look like they're gliding. And I feel like that pretty much sums up our
It
U pick last year
does.
is when it was time to be on and open, like we looked like we were, yes, this is easy. What are you talking about? Why are you hot? It's not hot out here. Like it's great. But behind the scenes, we were doing that pedaling thing that the ducks do. Like
Yeah.
there was so much planning and organizing and working out all these kinks and still trying to advertise it and keep it on social media and staff it. And then that doesn't even like you we're not even talking about growing plants. You're talking
Mm-mm.
about just running the business part of it. You know what I mean? And I think
Anyone can, throw out seeds and just say, come on out to my
yes.
property and give me $5. But that's not legit. You're going to get in trouble, first of all. And yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it.
There was a lot of planning as far as the types of flowers that were going to be out there
Oh, yeah.
because we couldn't just put any old thing out there and expect it, to last.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the while, we were also doing grocery stores on top of that. Like, yeah, I definitely think people just saw us chilling in front of the fan at the checkout
Mm-hmm.
table, just like wrapping up flowers and stuff. But like Monday through Friday, we were dog tired, like we were constantly
Sunburnt.
running. Yes, something was happening every single
Yep.
day, that led up to that very calm looking. And what, we were only open 5 hours a week.
No, four, three? It
Yeah,
was not that
we
much.
were not open very much at all. And so that little small time frame is all people saw. Like they didn't see all the like leading up to it. But
Even the morning of, but the setup it takes to just put everything, get ready for the day.
Right. Because you can't just get out there at 9 o'clock and start setting it all up. No, you've got to get up, get yourself ready. You've got to have some type of snack or something prepared because you're probably not going to eat lunch.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, you got to get out there and put everything out because you're not going to leave all that stuff out. And then you have to keep these flowers alive. Like, and seeds cost money and sprays and then irrigate. I mean, it is definite. I think it's a compliment.
It
People
is.
that people are like, this is so easy, but also I'm like, no, it's not. Like
Like,
I
are
just
we making money? Yeah, good thing because look at how many things it took to put into it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But also this year we are, speaking of that you pick, we are hoping to open up an extra day during the or an extra day a week. So we'll be open 2 days a week.
Hmm.
So people will have more opportunity to come out instead of just that one day during that little small time frame. And then hopefully in the summertime, we will find a day during the week that we can open up for all the kids like at home that are out of school. So I think I have high hopes for the U Pick this year, even though I feel like I've started this flower season off on a terrible foot with these ranunculus and not,
Mm.
having Valentine flowers like I wanted. But I mean, that is definitely part of it. You can't expect every single thing you put in the ground to, grow.
Hmm.
So I've started the season in the hole. But I definitely think I'm gonna crawl out of it. We're gonna have Mother's Day. We're gonna have a great U pick this year, and I'm really excited to see what it holds.
Yay!
Well, that is all for this episode. We will be back next Monday with another episode and hope you guys will tune in and have a great week.
We'll sip and see you next time.
Bye.